Hello, my name is Christy Holt. I am the CEO and founder of Vibeonix. Today, I want to talk to you about holistic entrepreneurship. Your business is a reflection of you. So, I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about me and why I do what I do. Well, as you can see, my why is pretty big. I have a marriage of 15 years to my love of my life, Ryan, and 4 children, Ryder, Ansley, Sage, and Riggs, ages 14 to 6. I love to travel. I love to be with my family. And quite honestly, I absolutely love to work. So when I look at any advice I can give to young entrepreneurs is understand your values and what matters most to you. When you understand your values, you're able to show up in business completely different. When you're having to make those hard decisions about what you want and what you want for your family, it's easier to make those decisions. So, although I could tell you about technology, ROIs, research and development, how hard it's been to create an API product that's usable in the marketplace, how to make sure that what you're creating is actually a need in the marketplace and that people will want to buy it or use it. I could also tell you about the 20 years experience I have in multiple industries, helping you understand how important it is to take care and be aware of your financial structure, how you manage money, how you do spreadsheets, why they're important, and mostly how to work with the right people. I could tell you about all those things, but today I want to make my topic about you because in the 10 businesses I've started, the only thing that has stayed consistent in every single one of those businesses is me. I have changed, I have learned, I have grown, I have failed, I have learned, I have failed, I have grown. In 22 years, when I look in the mirror, I have really come to understand how important I am. Without me, none of these businesses succeed. Without me, the relationships fail. Without me, things don't get done. Without me, my family and the kids and the husband and all those things don't exist. So you have to take an invested interest in you when you choose to be an entrepreneur. And quite honestly, anything in life really starts with you. So when we're talking about you in entrepreneurship, let's really first go by defining what an entrepreneur is and what the difference is of a holistic entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur is the person who organizes and operates a business, taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so. Ta-da! Welcome to the business of you work for a lot of hours and not get paid. You're taking on the biggest financial risk. Your ideas, your learning, your stretching, your growing, your development, your risks are all yours. That is an entrepreneur. Now, what sets an entrepreneur different from a holistic entrepreneur is being a holistic entrepreneur means that there is no separation between your love, life, work, and spirituality. It's a way of life that leads to serving in whatever capacity you're living in that very moment. It's diving into that path that makes your heart sing your divine calling. For me, it took me more than 20 years to understand what a holistic entrepreneur is and what I needed to shift and change in my life to be more productive, to have better relationships, to have something what a lot of people call is balance. Well, first and foremost, there is no balance. I'm here to tell you there's only peace in the decision that you're making that day. For example, as an entrepreneur in startup, your balance does not exist. And you just have to know that there is no balance. Business and home life is not going to be in this 50-50 balance if you're looking at a pie graph. You're going to have to know that your business is going to take way more time than you possibly have for your family. Now, understanding that is a great reward. Believing that that may not be the case is where a lot of frustration, miscommunication, and disappointment comes. So, in all these experiences, and I just want to name out a few. First and foremost, I started in the health and beauty industry with a medical spa. I started my first business when I was 21 and I sold it at 26. I was single, I worked hard, played hard, and I had all the time in the world to dedicate to whatever I wanted. Well, after that, I started another business downtown Salt Lake City. Now, that business only stayed in business for 9 months, where I quickly learned that my ROI just wasn't there. I could not create enough revenue to cover my overhead expenses and decided to close the business. It was one of the hardest decisions I made, and also one of the most valuable ones that I learned about I am not my business. That is what I do. That is not who I am. And failure is okay. In fact, failure is going to happen. And what can I learn from that? That was a hard discovery, and it took me quite a while before I started my next business, an e-commerce party plan business, which was centered around people, but also online. A beautiful marriage. I started and owned and operated that business for 7 years, sold it, and it just sold again after 14 years. That shortly brings me to my next business, which was in aluminum anodizing, which we sold to our biggest customer, and we were more an investor in that company. Then we started a solar company, which we owned and operated for 4 years and closed it, and then shortly sold it after. And we also played in the real estate business by owning and operating our own building. We exited both of those and I got a job. Now, why did I get a job? I got a job because I wanted to go beyond and learn more than what I knew. But shortly after, I ended up starting 4 more businesses with a business partner in CBD manufacturing, in auto loan finance, in media, and then of course in technology. In 2020, I dedicated all of my time to owning and operating our technology company, which I have scaled, and I'm super proud of where we are today. So why do I tell you all of those experiences? I tell you because it comes with knowledge. What I'm about to tell you comes from trial and error. It comes from successes and failures. In all of that, I learned that I have to care about me, my mindset, my emotional health, and be able to look in the mirror and be happy with the decisions I made with no regrets. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to fail. It doesn't mean I'm not going to disappoint someone or hurt somebody, or that someone's not going to be happy with the way I do things. But what it means is that I can have confidence in who and what I am. So let's talk about the 5 tips I learned while going through those processes as an entrepreneur. And if you learn and pay attention to these 5 tips, my hope and prayer is for you to have a better entrepreneurial experience and keep the things that you value most. Okay, so let's talk about those 5 holistic entrepreneurship tips. Number 1, follow your intuition. Now, what does that mean? It means you have an internal guidance system that is there to direct and guide you, and it's time for you to listen to that. It took me 20 years to just trust my gut, to listen to that internal knowing about people, opportunities, and decisions. I'd highly recommend you find quiet time every single day to tap into that greater source of knowledge, that internal knowing, so you can listen and ask for the answers that you're looking for, and then trust it. Trust yourself. Trust your internal knowing to give you the answer that you desire, and then follow through with it. And by the way, this comes with a lot of practice. It took me years and years and years to really understand what was my gut telling me. So number 2, start each day for you. Now, what does that mean? Success is a daily habit. It's like a choice that you make every single day. And through life, success is going to mean different things. There was one time in life where success to me was getting out of the bed, brushing my teeth, and actually making my bed, putting on a happy face, and being present with my children. That was success. Other times it means meeting my ROI under budget, on time. That has also been success. So no matter where you are in your level of understanding your own success, it has to start with intention and choice. And the way that I've learned to do that is to start each day for me, putting myself in alignment to make that decision consciously. Now, again, having 4 kids, finding that place for me has been hard. So I found if I wake up about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, I can find 20 minutes for myself. And that is my time to journal, to reflect, and meditate. And it is absolutely for me to get my vibe in the place to conquer the day and to maybe enjoy the day, actually. Conquer and enjoyment, that's a little bit different of what you want to do and experience in that day, but it's a really good way and place to define that. Okay, number 3, say yes. Now, when you're trying to take things off your plate, saying yes might seem overwhelming, but it's more about the energy of this. Okay, so saying yes to things is saying yes to opportunities, collaboration, expansion, awareness, expanding your vision and what you're looking at. Say yes. Say yes more often, and say it in a way that you've thought through and you understand why you're saying yes. Because sometimes we say no because it doesn't fit our schedule. We don't know why it matters. But if we can trust that it's showing up for us, then saying yes gets easier and easier, and that's where opportunity lies. So start saying yes with full intention and awareness about why and the energy you're in when you say yes. Number 4, increase your emotional intelligence. Now, as you know, working in emotional intelligence space, this one is extremely important. And what does it mean? It means understand where you are emotionally so you can manage through that emotional state and own what is yours. Okay, identifying your own emotion is a really, really great skill to learn, especially as a leader and entrepreneur. When you know it's your frustration and that's what you project, then you can take ownership of those emotions and not put it on others. You also can start to observe and see other people's emotional states and help them and you navigate through that in a really healthy way. If you'd like to increase your emotional intelligence, of course, there's a lot of tools out there that will help you do this, including our own. But it is my step number 4 or tip number 4, because the value of emotional management in the moment and how it moves through your body is critical. This is your secret sauce to longevity as an entrepreneur. You have to be very aware of what fear, excitement, success, calm, peaceful, freedom, what all of those emotions lie inside of you, and then give it space to be felt and heard. Understand those emotions, identify them, and move through them. Tip number 5 is everything is always working out. There's been so many times where I thought I failed. And by the way, it did. I did fail. It was hard. It was extreme, something that I felt like just was not working out for me. But I will tell you, when I take that moment and become completely mindful about how that situation actually worked out for me, it helps shift that mindset and shift that energy of the emotion that I was feeling into a very positive thing. If you trust your gut and believe everything is working out for you, you will be successful in all you do. So those are my 5 tips for understanding you are a holistic entrepreneur. So do it with intention and understand it so you can live up to exactly what you'd like to experience. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.